So I brought with me this extremely beautifully constructed stuffed animal, which is a blue-footed booby. Maybe you already knew that. And the actual birds, this is exactly the color of their feet and legs, is this incredible blue. There's also red-footed boobies and brown-footed boobies, but the blue are really the most popular. They are all over the islands in the Pacific, but the largest concentration is in the Galapagos. And I had the incredible fortune to have a week-long trip with my daughter in the Galapagos. But I want to talk about one particular afternoon where I was sitting on the sand, simply watching and absorbing everything that was happening and everything that wasn't happening, but just the place, the ocean, the sand, the volcanic rock, which is what the Galapagos are made out of. They're completely volcanic islands. And I started to watch the blue-footed boobies fish. Now, what they're famous for is, of course, these blue feet, and that is actually part of the mating ritual. So they do this funny little dancey thing. I didn't get to see that. You have to be in a special place and very lucky to have been able to visualize or to observe that happening. But what I did observe was their fishing. This beak, which is actually longer proportionately than it is even on this one, very long, they fill this with air, so it becomes like an airbag. Then they straighten their body out with these little blue fins way at the end, and they circle around until they see the fish, and they're up 40, 50 feet or more, very high. They turn and they just shoot into the water, get the fish, and then with their wings, they have to get themselves out of the water so that they can, again, go back to the nest, which is in the volcanic rock, or drop the fish, maybe go and fish again for another day. So this beak is like it's like the airbag in our cars. It takes care of the impact when they do that. But what happened to me on that day as I was watching this and observing it all was I thought, this is the most amazingly meditative experience, as well as I just felt the connection of spirit practically for the whole afternoon that I was there. It just felt like I was so quiet and I was so determined to just focus and not be thinking about other things. It became really a long meditation. And it was at that time that I thought to myself, this is what I want to do when I get back. And maybe you've had those same kinds of experiences, perhaps walking in the mountains or even walking around your neighborhood, where all of a sudden something just caught your attention and you just not only felt the beauty of something or the amazingness of something, but also that feeling of connection, that feeling of connecting with spirit, with that greater than. And so I made myself a recommitment to polish up my meditation practice. And maybe that's something that you'd like to do as well. Really, if we don't do anything, what we need to do is stop and pay attention. That's really what I did there, was just simply stop and pay attention to what was happening. I felt connected to the university and the energy of spirit. Now, let's go back to why meditation doesn't necessarily always fall into that space. First of all, I think there are some things that we're very committed to, and we don't think about, well, I might do it today or I might not. One of those might be brushing your teeth. I mean, do you really think, well, maybe I just won't do that today? Pretty much we just do it, it's a habit. And that's what we want our meditation to be. We want it to become a habit, that we don't consider, well, maybe I'll do it or maybe I won't. It seems sometimes easier, and that it becomes negotiable as to whether we'll meditate or not. Maybe we're in a hurry, or maybe the timing didn't work out, or we overslept by mistake. It becomes something negotiable. We want to think, this is not negotiable. I still am going to meditate. Even if I can't do it right this moment, I will make the time later in the day. It's stop and pay attention. So what I've learned is if we nurture a special way of connecting with spirit, then it can become a habit. And we need to make it a habit. So there are some ways that meditation can become a habit. If you are not currently a regular meditator, then I'll have some suggestions. But some of us who have meditated for years just need to be reminded every once in a while. So first of all, if you've never meditated before, it would be my suggestion that you start small. Don't decide it has to be a half an hour or 15 minutes or 10 minutes. Start off small, a small bite. That will help you establish a great habit. The second thing that most people do is they have a dedicated space. This doesn't mean that if you have a special chair where you really enjoy meditating and it's quiet, it doesn't have to be the only thing that happens there. But to have a dedicated space, this is the chair in which I meditate. At my house, I have a dog that's very old, and he sleeps a lot. He gets up very early in the morning. This is a good time for me to meditate. So I feed him, give him some water, and then we both trot over to our chair. He lies down beside me, this little black dachshund, and I do my meditation. And if he stops being available in the morning, I'm going to have to change my habit. But that's my habit right now. That's the system I go through, and that's when I meditate. And it works well. So dedicated time and space. Where will you sit and what timing works? For me, early morning, but lots of people do this. They like to do this at night before they go to bed. It's a lovely way to end the day, to pull things together, to stop and pay attention. You have to embrace the distractions. Don't fight it. Just, okay, I was off on something. Just bring yourself back to whatever your practice is. Again, many times lots of people like to use guided meditation, and that's one of my favorite things to do. There are guided meditations on YouTube from ministers from Mile High Church. There are also guided meditations from ministers of Mile High Church on Insight Timer. Both of these ways to access these are free. And you can also often search just by topic. Like if you have something that's really on your mind and you'd like to have a meditation around that topic, like worry or anxiety or health or healing or relationships, sleep, you can search by using those words. I also think it's a great idea to have a meditation journal, because sometimes things come to you and you want to jot it down, or you want to keep track. You don't have to, but it's good to have a journal or paper and pencil there so that you can jot down anything you want to be sure to remember or look back at. The last thing is, be patient with yourself. Being perfect is not really the goal here. It is to create a meditation practice that is so appealing to you that you really want to be committed to it every day. So let's do that now. So close your eyes, and as we move into this meditation, we let go. Just let go of everything else and just pay attention to what happens to appear. Let's take a couple of breaths. Focus on our breath, breathing in through the nose Out through the mouth. Let's do another one of those and just focus on that. Breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth. And one more. In through your nose and out through your mouth. And now in the silence, just follow your breath internally. Follow it from when it first starts, wherever that is in your body, until it dissipates, wherever that is in your body. Whether it's at your nose, perhaps, your abdomen, your chest. Do that for just 20 seconds. As I ask and recommit to my meditation practice, I ask, what does my heart want me to know? And I listen. What does my heart want me to know? And as we bring our meditation closer to the finish, I want to introduce some intentions that you may wish to carry with you. I am calm and can heal my body with the power of my mind. I am calm and can heal my body with the power of my mind. I experience love, joy, and peace in my day. I experience love, joy, and peace in my day. I am uplifted when I stop and pay attention to my meditation practice. And so it is, we let it be, we turn it over to the eternal. We are so grateful, and so it is. Amen.